me. I will make you fishers of people. That's Jesus' message to us here today. Jesus tells us, what is the mission of the church? What is our obligation as a church? Can anybody answer that? I'll entertain a question or an answer. What is our mission for the church?
Bring people to Christ.
Bring people to Christ. Exactly. That's what it is. That is our mission. It's not just to come Sunday and sit in the pews and enjoy the sermon and go home and that's it. Our mission is much larger than that. Our obligation is much larger than that. Being a Christian is much larger than that. We're to be fishers of people. I can give you each a fishing rod, but if you don't go out and fish, it's not going to do you any good. Like my 2 fishing rods in the garage. They just sit there. We can't even find them. If you have a fishing rod, you got to use it. If you want to be a Christian, you got to do something. You got to be active. Come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. You see, the business of the church is to be fishermen. Or fisherwoman, if you want to be correct, politically correct. We are to be in the business. There's this interesting epitaph, kind of a humorous deal. It talks about, it was on the epitaph. Somebody has actually seen this. It goes like this. Pause, my friend, as you go by. As you are now, so once I was. As I am now, so you will be. Prepare, my friend, to follow me. And then somebody in their infinite wisdom put something else. They scratched some extra letters underneath that. To follow you is not my intent until I know which way you went. Yes, indeed. Which way do we want to go? We want to be a Christian, and we want to be followers, and we want to be active, we want to be progressive, and we need to go out and do some fishing. We're in the finding business. We're out there to try to find people who are not going to church or really are disgruntled with where they're at. We really need to get serious about our fishing expedition here at Buffalo Lake Lutheran Church. We need to fill the pews. We need to get people up here. And that begins with you. I once was told, I kind of had a responsibility as pastor over in Pierpont, and I was talking to my mentor at the time, and he told me, he said, it is not the pastor's responsibility to go out and recruit people. It's your responsibility to give them the necessary tools that they need, and it's up to the congregation members to go out and do it. Thank you. So, and I'm not trying to relinquish anything. I always took it personally that it was my job to go out there and do it. And he says, no, it's not your job. Your job is simply, that's what Jesus did. He went and he got people to do his work for him. You know, the church exists for the fish who have not been caught. There's a lot of fish that have not been caught, and it is up to us to go out there and find them. In Romans, we read, for everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. Those are some pretty interesting words. It talks about what we're supposed to do. Somebody else wrote it like this. I kind of like this. Whatever fish bites the bait of the gospel will be saved. How can fish be caught without bait? How can they bite the bait unless they see it? How will they see it unless it's placed in the water? How will the bait get into the water unless the fisherman goes to the lake? Pretty simple words. But you see, the problem we have is that we'll get into our fancy vehicles or motorhomes or boats or whatever, and we go home and that's about it. We have fish out there that need to be caught. There's a lot of fish out there. You know, one of my things is to come up with bait for you guys. I have something it's little business cards. Nothing extravagant, just pretty simple. It's Heaven Bound Ministries is our ministry in Pierpont, but it includes you guys as well, because we use the same picture, which I think is really awesome, of Jesus. And then the backside, I have both churches on there. Buffalo Lake Lutheran Church, Willie Eaton, Sundays at 10:30 a.m. and Heaven Bound Ministries, Pierpont, Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Simple. He handed these out. Hey, one lady in Pierpont, she says, you know, I know some people up in the hills. I'll see if I can get them over to Buffalo Lake for you. Yeah. It's teamwork, isn't it? This is going to be your bait. And I want you to grab some of these when you leave today. And I don't want you to leave them in your pocket, because they're not going to do any good there. If you got a business, maybe you could just take a few and set them on the counter there in your business. People might see, you know, the picture of Jesus and, oh, what's this all about? Then you got an opening, don't you? What is this all about? Oh, we're up at Buffalo Lake Lutheran Church. Here's a card. Take one with you. Remind you, 10:30 we have service. And then you have the option to explain how to get there. I couldn't tell you how to get here from Sisseton, but I know my way here from Groton. That's a plus. Some of you still haven't figured out how I get here yet. You know, and that's amazing too in itself. You think about fishing. I think about you guys over here. You guys went fishing. You went fishing for a pastor. And you caught one. I haven't been able to let go yet. I'm still here. You've been reeling me in. Now that you've caught me over here, my job is to return the favor. And allow you guys to go out and do fishing on another scale. I'm the big fish here, so to speak. It's a kind of a humorous joke. But I want you guys to be bigger fish. I want you to go out there. You know, I have to share with you in Pierpont last night, because like I said, one time we were down to one person. So I started asking last night, I said, why did you come here? Well, because Orvilla invited me. Oh, that's cool. How did you get here? Because they invited me. And I said, well, how'd you get here? Well, because they invited me. It was just like right around the circle. One person made a difference. We had one big fisherman over there. They asked somebody, then they in turn asked somebody, then they in turn asked somebody. It's kind of what they call a chain effect. It works. We have a mouth, we need to use it. We're not trying to force people to come, but we're just simply trying to spread the message around. Make ourselves visible. You know, we have a disadvantage up here because we are out in the country. But we are up on a hill. But still, we're out in the country, and it's kind of tough to get here. And if you want to come here, you really want to come here. If you want to really hear the gospel of Jesus Christ, you really want to come here. What are we doing for our living? I want you to do what Jesus Christ has told us to do. Let's go fishing, and let's go get somebody out there, and let's do something fantastic. You know, we have a building. This is a nice building. This is a nice church. But you know what? The church isn't going to do the work for us. The building isn't going to do one thing for us. Somebody asked me, what's the definition of a church? Can anybody here tell me the definition of a church? There you go. Let's see how you do that. This is the church and the steeple, and there's the people inside. It's the people that makes it. It is the fellowship of the people, the congregation that makes up the church, not the building, but you and me. We are the church. There's a song that goes like that. I remember singing that. We are the church. I can't remember the rest of the words, but it was It's a cool word. It's a cool song. See, we really need to go out and do some fishing. Our message also comes to us from Matthew 4:19. It comes basically with the same words. He says, "Come follow me," Jesus said. "I will send you out to fish for people." And at once they left their nets and followed him. You see, back in those days, Jesus said, "Come follow me," and boom, they followed him. It wasn't like, "Oh, I got work to do here. I can't leave my dad." Or, the thing is, either we follow God or we don't follow God. We either give 110% or we give 10%. It's really important that we try to reach out to people. Like I said, only people can reach people. A building can't do it. Our vehicles can't do it. You with 2 feet and a mouth can do it. And ears, listening for opportunities. Just like up at Sisseton at the basketball game. And Marcia made the first impact on this individual when the guy from the radio station was up there and we were chatting and he happened to meet Marcia and they were talking a little bit about Buffalo Lake Lutheran Church. I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm preaching up there. You come up to church, come up there Sunday mornings at 10:30. I'll have to do that," he says, when his wife is on training right now. And so I'm going to follow up with him to make sure. I have his email address, so I'm going to follow up and make sure that he does come. Because he does want to come up here. He expressed he was pretty excited about coming up here. So there's one. If we get one more to come up here, pretty soon we get one more. One more. It grows over time, doesn't it? Don't worry about the lake being empty of fish, because there are plenty of fish out there. The problem is, as they say, the work is plenty, but the laborers are few. We really need to get out there and do something. There's this parable from Matthew 13. It goes like this. Jesus said, "Once again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that was let down into the lake and caught all kinds of fish. When it was full, the fishermen pulled it up on the shore. Then they sat down and collected the good fish in baskets, but threw the bad away. This is how it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come and separate the wicked from the